This is a podcast produced by Ashridge Business School.
You have, in a lot of the programs that at least I work on, a very diverse group, not only in nationality, but very often in nationality. I think you always have to see, do you see that as an advantage or a disadvantage, and do you do something with that, yeah? And luckily that in these groups there are a couple of things, apart from doing perhaps formal sessions on cross-cultural, there are always a couple of things indeed that happen that might raise questions. Yeah. For instance, I was working with a very international group, worldwide group of a big Swedish company. There were two Brazilian participants, a man and a woman. And every morning when the program started and they would come into the teaching room, these two people would kiss. And a lot of people around from other parts of the world were finding that strange. Yeah? But nobody had the courage or I would say even the appetite probably to go and ask, yeah. So it was, yeah, this is strange, what is happening? Are they very good friends and so on? While then when we did a session in that same group on cross-cultural difference and we asked people to talk about their cultures, it became obvious that that is the way to greet each other in Brazil. So when these people are in the office in Brazil, they also start by kissing each other and everybody kisses each other. So that's a thing where people see something, they immediately start to feel strange. People don't talk or don't like to talk about their culture, so they don't go and ask and them why it is that they do it. So it leads to a lot of misinterpretation. So that is one, I think, very good example. The other one that once was in another group that was in the Middle East, where coming back to these greeting rituals, where a couple of people wanted to greet also the local ladies on the program by shaking a hand, and okay, these ladies looked very terrified because in that part of the world you're not supposed to shake hands if you're a woman with men, and certainly not with foreign men. So there is indeed a lot of things that happen in programs, but very often we have to use it as an opportunity to make people learn and not let it get too far on how people are actually reacting to it and making assumptions, rumors and so on. So what I think what helps always, not only in programs here but also in international teams, is to spend some time at the beginning to find out more about each other's culture. And this looks so obvious, but if you look at, or if I ask people in international teams, have you spent on doing that? No, we haven't. So that leads then to very often stereotypical interpretations of behavior and also judgment of the others. So I think just asking people to explain a little bit how do we in Holland, in Sweden, in Germany do business is a good way to start a conversation going and to bring these things that we know ourselves about our culture, to make us think about it and bring it out on the open. Because the problem with culture is it's all unconscious. You're not aware of it unless you're out of it. And we don't talk about it. So I think, therefore, in groups or in teams, bringing that out is a very useful tool. Not enough. Of course, it's not just if you know, it's also asking yourselves, do I understand it? And the third bit is, do I respect it? Yeah. Because I think it's not enough to know about another culture, it's also to have the respect and the openness to learn.
This podcast was produced by Ashridge Business School.